Welcome to my end.
Hey guys, and welcome to the second part of this series. In this clip here you can see that Sylvanas on the board, and unfortunately I do not have a silence in my hand. If you want to think about all possible things you can do or what you would do, you can pause now and I'm gonna explain the possibilities. Because there are quite some. You can, well, I think the easiest solution would probably be just to hit him with your 5/8. And whichever one of the 3 units you have he steals, you kill it with Soulfire. And then you still have a lot of other stuff to do. You can play, you can taunt up stuff, you can heal stuff maybe, all depends of course, or maybe even play the 8/8. All depends on what the Soulfire discards. But that's not the choice I made. But I didn't really think too much about this. I just saw Sylvanas and I thought I'm gonna flood the board with stuff. And make sure I can always deal with whatever he steals. So this is what I did. Well, whether it was the best option or not, I don't know entirely, but I wasn't such a huge advantage, also because he didn't have any more cards. That it really didn't matter too much in all honesty. But it's still, you know, in the other situations where you have the same board, it might be better to think more clearly about what actually would have been the best way to deal with it. So the next clip is... there are also more things you can do, but I think there's only one real good solution to this problem, and that's the one I'm gonna do. So if you want to think a bit longer, you can pause now. I'm gonna explain what I did. So what I did is try to clear the board without losing too much board pressure, which is the only way to kill the 9/9 is to copy it and shadow flame it. And then I keep my minions and can attack his face. The thing, if you put up like 2 8/8s, 2 Molten Giants, if he then shadow flames his 9/9, then you're screwed because all your minions die. And then you have nothing left, so you're dead. That's why I didn't do that. So this is the next situation. I actually made the wrong choice here, but I'm gonna first tell you what I think I should have done, and then I'll show you what I did. So what I think I should have done is use the Hellfire to clear out 3/3, and then the Molten Giants become cheaper, which I somehow completely overlooked when I was thinking about this situation. And then I can play 1 or 2 Molten Giants and still play the Sen'jin. So I have enough to put lethal on the board and have a taunt up. So I think that would have been the best choice. You could even life tap to make a Molten Giant free if you feel extra frisky, but yeah, that's not what I end up doing. So here you can see what I did and the result that came of it. Yes. It's by the way still possible that I could have died even if I did the other play. If he had Leroy Jenkins, I don't know of course, but well, I still think it was the better option just to clear the 3/3 and not keep it on board. So here's the next situation against the Druid. You can pause now if you want, and then I'm gonna explain now what are possibilities. You could use Leroy to clear out one of the 2 taunts, but that's not really smart. You could use Siphon Soul, but if you use Siphon Soul first, then you can't play a Molten Giant anymore, but you can taunt up after that. If you play a Giant first and then Siphon Soul, then you can't taunt up anymore. And you are vulnerable for the combo to get killed with Force of Nature and Savage Roar. So what I end up doing was this play. I'll show you right now. One more thing though, I think I should have life tapped first, because I don't think he could kill me with these 2 taunts up, but yeah, this is how it went. The next one will be against the Shaman, and they're always tricky because before you know it they can put down a lot of damage with the Wind Fury Rock Biter combos that they can do, so they're always a bit tricky to play against. In this situation here, you can pause now if you want, I'm gonna explain what I did. Is that I wanna clear the board, of course, at least kill the 6-5. Now, I can attack it with my giant, but I don't really want to do that, because then my giant will be almost dead already. And he probably didn't have Hex, otherwise he would have used it last turn. So, what I end up doing is use the Leroy Jenkins Shadow Flame combination to put out good amount of damage and to clear the board, which I think is the best play in this situation. The next one's against the Milker Rogue. This one's pretty obvious, so I'm going straight in it. You want to kill the Auctioneer, and the only way to really do that is to use Shadow Flame, so you have to sack your giant here, as I did. So the next situation is against the same rogue. He put up a 6-6 Van Cleave and we lost quite some health. And this is a very dangerous situation for us. You can pause now if you want to think about it some more yourself. I wanted to save Leroy for the possible combo damage that it could do, so I had to use both Soulfires, but before that I wanted to play the Drake to give him max HP. But there's one problem, because there's a universal rule about Soulfires. Yeah, that happened. So at this point I was like, oh screw it, just play the AT and hope he cannot kill me. Turned out his hand was also really crappy, so eventually we got here, and in this situation, well, it's pretty easy. I just wanted to survive and hope he could not heal himself. So I Siphon Souled his 3-3, and next turn I can unleash the combo and kill him.
Well played. Time's up, let's do this. Time's up, let's do this.
Next game is against the Face Hunter, and well, there's just one rule against the face guys, and it doesn't really matter if you seem to trade unfavorably or do overkill damage to the minions. Just make sure the minions die, you get the board control, and your health stays high enough. So that's what I did. Pretty straightforward. So here's a game against the Druid. You can pause now if you want to figure it out what you would have done. But what I did was, well, obviously we need to get rid of the taunt, and preferably also the other creatures. I decided to use Shadow Flame on my Molten Giant so that I could attack with my other two creatures. But I should note that last turn he just attacked face and he ignored my Giant and my Yeti, so I was afraid a bit of some double Savage Roar combinations or like Innovate stuff. Innovate, Two of the Claw, Savage Roar, combos like that. So that's why I also Soul Fired the 2-1. Final game against the Mage. It should be noted he used one Fireball already, so... Of course we wanna board clear this somehow. There are many ways to do it. You can pause now if you wanna think a bit longer. The way I did this was I used Hellfire and then sacked my Giant into his 3-5. And so because I used Hellfire, I could still use Molten Giant and a Sun Fury Protector. This is the best way to get a good board, so then I have an 8-8 instead of an 8-6. And it's taunted, plus my 2-3 Sun Fury Protector. Although of course the downside is that I lost 3 health. And that's very dangerous against the Mage. Other options might be to just play the Sun Fury and Shadow Flame it, and then either kill the 3-5 with your 8-6 or just ignore it and hit face. But of course an 8-6 can die easily to a Fireball if he has it, so like pros and cons. And if you were to attack the 3-5 with your 8-6, then you can die to a Frostbolt even. So in the end it's difficult to say what the best play would be, I think, but I really do like mine, even though it's risky. And finally I'll showcase to you what every skilled player does when faced in a difficult situation. That's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please like it, you can subscribe, all that jazz. And well, see you next time.